Now we have a chat with the Urban Foxes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Urban Foxes.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Do I refer to you as the Urban Foxes?
You can, but you know that's my unofficial title of Dave will do. So you can go with Dave. Everyone knows a Dave.
Okay, yeah, I'd prefer the because not many people know the Urban Foxes, do they? So, as a name, I know plenty. No, I know plenty of Daves, but no the Urban Foxes. How did you come by the name? Because it is a brilliant name.
Yeah, thank you. Do you know what? It was actually my ex-girlfriend who came up with that, and she said, Urban Foxes. I said, well, it's only just me. Do you know what I mean? I'm one fox. And she said, yeah, but it sounds good. You know, it sounds a little bit dangerous. I said,
sounds like you go through people's rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I normally do after the gig.
So you just took someone else's sort of. You couldn't think of one yourself. You went with Urban Foxes. No. Sounds dangerous. See, people know me as the lone wolf.
Who? They know you as Big Dog.
Big Dog. Yeah, sorry. Hang on. Big Dog.
I think we fit right in there.
And did you start bringing out music during lockdown, or was it before?
It was September 2020.
Right. So
that's when I started.
Was that your first release? Because I've been following you from the start, and honestly, I do feel like you've produced a lot of music in that time. And if people don't know your music, I've got to say your catalogue is superb. So you've been putting out music since September 2020.
Yeah, exactly. So it started off as a bit of an experiment because I thought I'd take essentially spoken word, mix it with a little bit of vocals, and then take that post-punk genre and just see what happened. And then it kind of just grew from there, just to see what worked, you know, and just basically produce stuff that I guess it's almost a bit of like social commentary as well. So whatever I wanted to say, that was the kind of platform for me to just have fun, really.
Yeah.
And it's just grown from there. And then now I just started to do the live shows. But I spent a lot of time just literally just producing music pretty much every month, if you know what I mean, a single every few weeks. Just
Yeah. You've had a couple of albums as well.
Yeah,
right?
a couple of albums, yeah. So there's a lot of music out there.
Oh, definitely. But it's all. I'm loving your music.
No, I appreciate that.
Honestly, the song we're going to play, the guitar break just reminds me of A Certain Smile by The. So, you know, but other songs of yours remind me of other stuff completely different. I mean, there's one you did a demo, you released a demo version of a song I love, and it's like rave-tastic to me. I do wish you'd do that live because, get the lights on and we can all, get our glow sticks out and go mental.
Playing that is really going back the 40 years throwback, isn't it? It's like,
He's that old. Yeah. Big Dog.
Joe likes to be called Little Kitty, by the way,
Little Kitty.
Just saying that. Putting that out.
I'm giving you a side eye.
Little Kitty side eye. Oh, yeah. Meow.
So, what are your plans for this year then?
So my plans for this year, it really is to just gig as much as I can. I want to get out there and play live because I feel like I've had 3 or 4 years of just, in the studio writing, and now it's time to, get out there and.
And are you like a multi-instrumentalist as well?
I wouldn't say I'm that talented.
Good. I'm so pleased because no one likes a show off.
No. I stick to what I know and then just try and do that as best I can. So, no, but I'm a bass player really.
Right.
Heart,
so were you in a band then? And were you in a band and did the band break up and then reform without you? Is that the kind of?
You weren't supposed to mention that.
I always look at a solo artist. I think they're solo for a reason.
Well, do you know what it was?
Can't get on with people.
Do you know what it was? It was seriously. I did 3 years of being in a band, yeah, and I thought, do you know what? Why am I the one doing all the work? If you know what I mean. I might
You were too good for them.
No, I wouldn't say that. No, we worked as a team. We were good together. It's just that there's no I in team, and I thought, well.
It's the way I spell it,
Oh,
but then I can't spell. So.
No, I felt that it was just time to give it a go on my own, really. And after lockdown, that it ended anyway. You know what I mean? So
So the band naturally broke up around that time.
It broke up.
And were you the songwriter in that band?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
All right. So is there Urban Foxes songs that you were doing previously in a band?
No. That was all kind of really I called it Brit rock.
Right.
It was like 90s Britpop Oasis type style.
Oh, right.
It was that kind of vibe. So yeah, after that broke up, I just wiped the slate clean, and this is totally different style. So
it certainly is. Now we're going to play a song that you previously released, and now you've clipped it, you've edited it a little bit, and it's called "If Jesus Had an iPhone." What is? I mean, I know what this song is about, but what made you write it?
Really, it was just like in the shower moment where I just had, what if he had an iPhone? Like, what if he was born now? Because the idea in my mind was, well, would he really have been so popular, if you know what I mean? What would the Bible have been like if it was written 5 years ago? Would he have been performing miracles and putting them on TikTok? Would anyone have cared? You know what I mean? Would they have cared? Or would they have just thought, who is this guy on TikTok? Just swipe away. You know what I mean? I don't know. And it just developed after that. And it was like things like, how did he go for 40 days without food? Did he order a Deliveroo? And I thought that idea was great. So I just wrote the song based on that idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anyone, there might be odd people out there listening who haven't heard this song yet, and the words are just brilliant. So, would you like to introduce this song in the form of an urban fox, possibly?
Thank you. I will try. I'm Dave from the Urban Foxes, and this is If Jesus Had an iPhone. What do you think would happen if Jesus had an iPhone? Do you think he'd publish videos of his miracles? Do you think Jesus was an alien who came down in a spaceship? An android with an iPhone. Not many people realise this, but 17 years of Jesus' life is missing from the Bible. Why was he hiding? Did he sell his old man's tools to cash converters to do a runner? He probably needed the money to pay off his dealers. If Jesus had an iPhone, would he take a selfie with you? If Jesus had an iPhone, hashtag King of the Jews. If Jesus had an iPhone, would he take a selfie with you? If Jesus had an iPhone, hashtag King of the would care if he cured leprosy in a video on TikTok. But all the gold diggers would want to hook up with the Son of God. How did Jesus go for 40 days without food? Maybe he got hungry and ordered a Deliveroo. Apparently Jesus had a thing for his own mother, and that's what's meant to be the Holy Grail. But I won't be spreading rumours like that on my Insta, because Jesus will be cross with me, and we know how that ends. If Jesus had an iPhone, would he take a selfie with you? If Jesus had an iPhone, hashtag King of the Jews. If Jesus had an iPhone, would he take a selfie with you? If Jesus had an iPhone, hashtag King of the had an iPhone, would he take a selfie